welcome.
We're just giving it a second here. It looks like we've got our moderator going. Okay. I don't know what that meant.
31 people.
Oh, hi. Awesome.
Thanks for joining, guys. I'm
Hey.
Terry.
I'm Jamie. And we're the Cornhusker State
Stitchers.
Stitchers. This is Sunday, December 11th, 2022.
Welcome to our first live video.
Hi. It's terrifying. Anyway, so we were supposed to be here yesterday. And, you know, being completely new to YouTube, we figured out that we had to verify our channel. So that took some time. That is why we're here with you guys now. We are verified because we are officially live. You probably have seen some notifications because we did a couple tests because, you know, we learned after yesterday. You should probably figure that stuff out. So with that...
So I can't see any comments on here, so I want to say hi to some people that are here, but I can't see anything.
We have Joanne Wright, Deborah Henderson.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi, Deborah.
Single Spring Stitchers is on board.
Single Spring Stitchers.
Margaret,
Hi.
I see Margaret.
The phone is so far away, I can't see
know.
it.
I'm half blind anyway.
Yeah.
We've cross stitched with Joe.
Oh, hey.
Greta Russell's here.
I love your finishing, by the way, with your Christmas rules.
Deborah. Hi, Deborah.
Heidi Lenig from Texas.
Jim's
Donna
being
Myers.
so professional over there.
Canada.
It's kind of nice.
Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl from Canada.
Hey.
Okay, so
Okay,
the guys wanted to do a live video. They're over there talking already.
Well, you're sideways, so they're mentioning that your camera is showing you sideways right now.
Well, that's good to know. Thank you for that feedback.
Go ahead and just rotate it on the...
Oh.
I think that'll do it.
We're going into lockdown mode.
We'll see in a minute.
Whoa, hello.
Well, now I can at least read the comments.
Yeah. So apparently YouTube Live, your phone has to be vertically.
So that's going to mean you only see
Hi,
this.
Sarah.
Guys, that's not going to work.
Hey,
What-
how's it
what's not working?
going?
Okay, so now you're very tall.
Well, that's a first.
Right. So you're in there. You're just very tall, and it's a narrower picture now.
Huh. Okay, well, when the guys come over here, we'll see if we can't figure that
Hi,
out for them.
Marilyn.
So the camera looks square.
Hey, Marilyn.
It's just going to be an adjustment on the camera.
We're still trying to figure things out. Just bear with us
Yep.
a little bit.
So it's low.
Oh, hello. There's Mom's other side.
My other side.
Okay, well, we're just going to run with it. So this
Alright.
is what it is.
Yeah. The guys will just have to snuggle in close. I'm sure they'll like that a lot.
Yep. Okay, with that, let me just briefly say,
Well, you just changed the camera to the back side of your room.
is it still there?
Now it's
Okay.
Yeah. It's,
Oh, there must
it's
be
a
a
little
delay.
delayed.
Okay, that's good to know.
Hi, Diane. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Deborah. I recognize all these names. It's so
It's-
fun to finally
I
be
know.
here talking to you.
There's Mom's quilt. This is her, what is it? Coriander Christmas.
Very coriander Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And my new door.
Yes, everybody's been mentioning that. So I just want to say, you know, like Mom did, the guys are here. They're going to do a live question and answer. So put in all your comments, all your questions. We've got a few questions geared up just in case there aren't any, but, you know, I'm sure the guys can fill the space. With that, should we bring you guys over?
We need to move the camera back.
Probably,
Back which way?
to see more of us.
You don't want to see
Hello,
more of us.
Billy from New Hampshire. Hi. Thanks for bearing with our technical difficulties.
Well, you guys are going to see everything.
We're not technically savvy. We just do enough to get through with our life. So, thanks. Okay.
That was graceful.
Oh, thanks. I'm sensing sarcasm in that.
Okay, apparently I'm by myself. I don't know where my cohort went. Hello, I'm Jim.
I'm Greg.
This is Craig, and we're the Stitchers' husbands, I guess. So we got lots of different people here sending lots of love to the girls here.
Suzanne, hello from Florida. Sarah P. Hi, guys. Hi, Sarah. Sarah used to live in Lincoln and she moved.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Congratulations.
You bet. Okay, so sounds like there were some questions for us that we were getting going. I know there were some that were addressed with the announcement, so we'll go through that.
Can you guys hear us if we read questions off screen? Just let us know.
Hello, Deborah.
Marilyn, how about them Huskers?
Yeah, I saw that. Thanks, Marilyn. They're, yeah, it's a rebuilding year. Has been for about 20, so we'll just bear with it.
Yes, the
yeah.
question on the hearing the questions.
Okay. So Sarah wants to know what you guys want for Christmas.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
and we want to know what you want for
Yeah,
Christmas.
we need it too.
So that's a really tough question, Sarah, because I haven't come up with any ideas. We seem to have what we want and need, but Terri and Jamie always come up with some great ideas, and right now I don't have any.
I know what I want, but my stuff is always a little more expensive. Most of mine tends to fall into tools of my trade, so it's a lot of woodworking tools and hand tools and stuff like that. So, but I do have a toolbox on there that my wife knows about. Whether it makes it there or not, we'll see. It's pricey, but
So Lynn wants to know when you guys are going to start stitching.
Well, as soon as we can find needles big enough to fit our fat fingers, that would be the first thing.
I don't know that I have the dexterity or the patience for that. I have big sausage fingers, and yeah, that's not probably ideal.
Bring that paper forward.
So Donna wants to know, how did they get you to do a live show? I don't know if she means us to do a live show or you to do a live show.
Well, it was actually my idea.
Because he's a ham.
I mean, I do love ham. It's,
And bacon.
and bacon, yeah.
Ham and bacon.
Just meat. That's
Right.
It's fine. I absorb my vegetables by eating. My food eats them, so it's osmosis. But yeah, it was my idea. I thought it'd be fun for you guys to be able to interact with the girls, and they decided they weren't quite ready for that, so it was our turn.
And we've got to help them any way we can. They do a great job with what they do. They've got all kinds of organization, but once in a while we just plop in to help with whatever we can.
Teresa says that figure size is not a legitimate reason.
Well, it's my excuse.
Marilyn wants to know, what is your favorite Christmas memory?
Oh, just getting everybody together. It gets harder and harder as our kids get older and their kids have activities. But just for everybody to get together each year at the same time and have a nice meal is always my favorite. Whether it's this year, last year, or in previous years, it seems to be the same memory, but just different years.
For me, it's always been just Christmas. When Christmas happens, growing up as a kid, everything was closed. Christmas Day, everything was closed. And the last couple years, like leading into 2020, everybody seemed to be open all the time. You never really had that break. And I would say that's one thing that COVID did that I think was a positive, is everybody's kind of backed off from that. And the holidays are a time to slow down. And now that not everything's open, you kind of have to.
As you might be able to pick up on it a little bit, I'm a very traditional kind of a person.
So next question is from Deborah. What was your favorite gift from your wife? Has to be from your wife, though.
Oh boy. Well, Jim mentioned a toolbox on his wish list right now. About 5 years ago, Terri got me a really neat toolbox for work, something I use every day. And then with the help of both Jim and Jamie, they put a really neat top on the top of it with pictures of memories of different things that we've
from
done
growing your business.
from growing our business, and they included that on the top of the toolbox and preserved it so that I can work on top of that, but yet see those pictures every day. So that's really cool.
Do you remember how many layers of polyurethane you put on that?
That was before epoxy resin was regularly available, and so I did probably 15 coats of polyurethane
Yeah.
over the top of that to seal those pictures in. So epoxy would have been much easier. If I were to do it again, that's one pour of epoxy and you're done. But
What's your
yeah,
favorite
it took
gift?
some time. For me, oh, I don't know. Most recently, I used to be big into gaming when I was a kid. I'm halfway off the screen. Used to be big into gaming when I was younger, and my wife got me a couple game systems recently to update me and have me up in the times. And those are probably the gifts I've used the most. But I've gotten several tools that have come in very, very handy and been a big help. So.
Deb wants to know, how much are you involved in the business?
Whoa. Well, aside from production, shipping, ordering, billing, inventory control, yeah.
Yeah, aside from any of that, he's heavily involved. If you take all of that out, he's heavily involved. I would say Greg's involvement typically falls down to deciding to be in the way while they're packing orders. I try to be a little more helpful, help pack orders, help haul product over to be put away and inventoried, but they do a lot of it themselves. So
They do. It's amazing what they do and how they get it done. We'll do anything we can, but they have a system that works. And sometimes, occasionally, this may be news to wives out there, but sometimes husbands do get in the way, even though we're trying. We sometimes get in the way. Not try to get in the way. We try to help, but end up getting in the way.
most of the time I try to get in the way. Then I get asked to leave and I don't have to help.
That's intentional on your part.
100%.
Okay, Deborah wants to know, have you ever requested a certain quilt or cross stitch?
I have not requested a certain cross stitch, but my wife has. Jamie has shown me a couple. As I mentioned before, I do enjoy gaming. It is one of my hobbies, and I really enjoy it's called the Assassin's Creed franchise, and there is a cross stitch out for the Assassin's Creed logo, and so she has shown me that. And she made me a really cool quilt with hand tools on it. I believe they've shown that on the Flosstube before, and I do get irritated when she decides it's her blanket on the couch, because that is mine.
And Terry made me a really neat quilt a few years ago. Our passion and our business is in aviation, and we spent a lot of time in the military with helicopters. So she made a quilt with a lot of aircraft, different aircraft and Army helicopters in it, and that's really neat.
Teresa wants to know, Greg, are you glad the renovation is done?
Yes, but we went into this knowing that that we would just have to live with whatever was going on. So we didn't let those things get in our way. Inconvenient, yes, but we just went in with the attitude knowing that we were going to have to put up with a mess. We were going to have to put up with things that we didn't have in our regular locations, and we just dealt with it. So for quite a while, we lived on toast and bagels because we had a toaster. And other
And
than
you
that,
needed variety in your
and we
life.
needed variety. So we can do anything for any length of time. But yes, it is nice to have it done, and it looks wonderful. Terry picked out some fabulous colors and some very neat and classic designs. So super happy with all of that, and yep, kind of glad it's done. But we didn't let it get in our way.
Another question was, Jim, when is our renovation going to be done?
It's going to be years. Unfortunately, when you are married to a contractor who does it all day, it's the last thing they want to do when they come home. It's the same reason the dentist kid's teeth are crooked and the mechanic's car isn't running. It's not what I want to do when I get home.
But they'll get it done. They'll get it done.
Lynn wants to know, are you done shopping for your sweeties?
An ad-libbed question, what'd you get us?
Well, so I'd love to tell you everything that we got right here and right now, but they're sitting right over here, and I'm afraid that would give it away. So in 13 or 14 days, we can tell you exactly what we got them.
He hasn't started shopping for me. He never does.
That was a very diplomatic answer. That was great.
Jamie shops for my Christmas gifts and gives them to me under Greg's name.
No, we shop together.
My favorite part about opening gifts from Greg and Terry is Greg is just as surprised as I am at what I got.
Whoa! I thought that was for me.
But no, I was done shopping with Jamie in October. I plan my gifts out. I start when she points something out in November, I start working at it. So, yeah.
We're done in October, but when Jamie points something
Well,
out
when
in
she
November.
when she points something out in November of this year, I'll start working on it for next year. So,
Yeah, the difficult thing is with all four of us and our son and daughter-in-law, unfortunately, when they want to get something, they just go get it. So if it's 6 months before Christmas, 6 weeks before Christmas, or 6 days before Christmas.
are we talking about our wives?
Yes. They will sometimes go
that's-
get exactly what they want, even though
That's very fitting.
we have it already in the...
That's
in the Christmas
perfect.
bag.
So that actually brings me to a good point. So the girls had brought up that there might be a sale coming up that we would announce during the live.
Well, that
And
sounds
so
cool.
I'm going to take this opportunity. I mean, we just brought up that they buy things
Just before Christmas.
super before Christmas.
Right.
So perfect time for a sale.
Yeah.
And you know who tends to be worse about it? I think we can both agree here. Who tends to be worse about buying things for themselves right before Christmas?
Just before Christmas?
It tends to be your wife. It's typically Terry. So
She did that again this year. I'm just saying.
I mean, just recently, like yesterday, bought more stuff for herself right before Christmas. So with that in mind, here's the sale. We are actually with their shop. They're going to do free shipping in the continental U.S. for orders over $35 before tax.
And that is available now.
Yep, that is currently available. That went live before we did. As well as that, we are also going to do a 10% off on orders of $50 or more. So you can combine those two offers because you're over 50, that'll get you the free shipping. Or over 35, that'll get you the free shipping. And over 50 gets you the coupon code. So that's going to be with the coupon code, and that coupon code.
What is a coupon code?
Well, sticking in the spirit of what we're talking about and buying things too early, and Terry propagating that most of the time, let's make the code "Dang It Terry," and we'll go ahead and tag that in the comments. But it's going to be all one word: DANGITTERRI. For your promo code, and that will get you 10% off on orders of 50 or more.
And this is why I have last minute shopping, because my shopping beforehand is erased, and then I have to start over again. And if I was going to participate in the sale, when would be the last time I could participate?
So we're going to run this sale from today, and we will run it through Sunday the 18th.
So all the way through this week and all the way up through the end of the weekend next week.
All the way up until, the 18th.
Cool.
And that should allow us those orders to get in. We're going to do our best to get all of our orders packaged, and a little bit of it's going to depend on the U.S. Postal Service, but we're going to get them in the mail, and hopefully we can get them to you before the holiday itself. So that'll give us the whole week of the 18th through the 23rd for things to be processed and delivered to you.
That sounds
Awesome.
cool.
So,
Thanks for announcing that. We appreciate
yes,
that.
Cool.
absolutely.
We put
And-
that information in the comments too.
Okay.
And the promo code was a surprise to everybody.
Yeah.
I came up with it when I decided on the live. So,
Okay, so we have.
And very fitting, by the way.
oh yes, perfect.
Well,
I
you
think.
kind of teed it up for him, so.
you really did. I wasn't sure when I was going to do it, but you set that up perfectly.
And did we prepare for this?
Not at all.
Any practice?
No.
Dress rehearsal?
Nope. I was barely dressed when we started the rehearsal.
That's true. You might want to finish.
Wait. Hey, there's a table. I don't have to have pants on.
Okay, so back to questions. Sharon had asked, will you guys be cooking Christmas dinner for us?
Yes, Sharon, we will. And if you'd like to come enjoy us,
Enjoy
dinner?
us or join us.
enjoy it with us.
Oh, we're inviting people. I don't know if I can make a big enough ham for all these people.
We're not going to give the address.
I mean, unless you want to jump in the pot, that'd be a big enough ham.
That would be.
All right.
So, we're going to enjoy that dinner, and we would love to cook for you. We're We're just not going to give out our addresses.
All right, so Cheryl has a couple of questions. She wants to know, have you ever been to Western Canada?
Yes,
Yes.
Cheryl, we have. Both Jim and I have. Unfortunately, and Terry and I have. 2 years ago, we were in Vancouver, all work related, and we actually get to Canada a couple times. Probably once every 2 to 3 years, we're in Canada, and sometimes we're there 2 or 3 times a year. But yeah, we've been to British Columbia, Vancouver, Saskatchewan, Calgary, Alberta,
Yep.
Edmonton.
That's in Alberta.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were up a little bit further west. I can't remember the name, but I have a picture on my phone. The last road sign I saw was an arrow that pointed to Alaska. So, and then we've hit the eastern part of Canada several times too.
And she also wants to know if you guys watch CFL.
I don't watch much of the CFL, but
That's Canadian Football League, right?
yes,
Correct.
You had a blank look on your face.
I thought it stood for cornflakes.
Her team is Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Yes, the Rough Riders.
Yep.
Absolutely. We actually had a couple players from the University of Nebraska that played up there.
So Cross Stitch Joe, she wants to know, is there anything that surprised you when the business was started? Heartland.
Yes, Joe. As it turns out, the business was up and running for a month before I ever heard about it. No, they did a great job of getting things going. The fact that they did it, they've been talking about this for a long time. The fact that they can do it is absolutely no surprise. Terri and Jamie run another business, and Jamie runs a department of engineers for where she works. So tackling this was something I knew that they could do and had no problems doing. It's just it takes a lot of time, but they believe in what they do, and they love what they're doing. What they really like is knowing the people, even though they may not have met everybody, they love talking to the same people over and over, and they have a very personal touch with things.
it surprised me the number of boxes that are showing up at my house regularly.
Yes, that is true.
And none of them are for me. None of them.
Yeah.
And now it's Christmas, so I can't even open them to see if they're for me.
Yeah.
Right, of course.
And I never knew I'd own a forklift at our house. I don't know why we need a forklift for home, but apparently we now have a forklift and a loading dock.
Hey, that'd be very helpful.
That would be. Deborah said, tell us about your dogs. Do you have cats too? And do you watch videos of the dogs that talk with buttons?
Videos that talk with buttons. I don't know if I've ever seen those.
So do you have cats?
No cats. We don't have cats. Our rot mix, which I'm sure Jamie has talked about, Atlas, has a very high prey drive, and when it comes to cats, the couple interactions he's had is to just chase them. So
Yeah, the Rottweiler comes out more than the Anatolian.
yeah. The chase comes out more than the guardian in him. So no cats for us.
We used to have cats. We had 2 cats from the same litter. So they were siblings, and we had them for 13 years before they passed away. So yes.
Within 6 months of each other? Or was that
Yeah.
a year or something like that?
That was pretty close.
Jamie and I have, however, started to accumulate neighborhood cats.
Wait, but you have more dogs than just one.
Well, yeah, we have 3.
Yeah.
But
No grandkids, 3 dogs.
I don't think we're old
Surprisingly,
enough to
they
have
look like
grandkids.
Jim, though.
They do.
They say dogs look like their owners.
They take after me. They're.
Atlas does have quite a bit of gray in him.
Wait a minute. All right, moving on. This is turning into bashing me.
Robin
have
does
gray.
want to. Robin does want to shout out your mental health T-shirt.
Thank you. I'm a big proponent of mental health awareness, just in general, but especially with our service members and men in general. Men's mental health is an underappreciated and overlooked issue in our country, and anything I can do to raise a little more awareness to that, I'm happy to do it. So.
And then Greta said, Jim, do you and Jamie play any video games together? Video games.
So
Video games.
So the Assassin's Creed video game is an open world map, which just basically means you can go anywhere. Some games have a storyline that you have to walk through a specific way, and that doesn't. So every once in a while, Jamie will see me, and one of mine was dealing with Vikings, so they're riding horses. Well, Jamie is huge into horses, loves horses, used to ride equestrian. She rode English, did dressage. So she sees me riding a horse, and she's like, hey, I want to try that. But she has a hard time grasping how the controls work, so she'll be running one way and looking the completely opposite way. And the number of times she's ran my horse off of a cliff, that I have to buy another one, is she doesn't quite grasp it. It's not her cup of tea.
Well, riding a horse and riding a horse on TV is two different things.
It's
Yeah.
a video game, Greg.
Well, you're still
It's
looking
very
at
lifelike.
TV.
It's very lifelike.
So Sarah had a great question that Deborah explained better. She's like, "What? Dogs and buttons?"
Yeah, we're still stuck on the dogs and buttons over here.
Yeah. So Deborah did say there are owners that buy buttons from Fluid Pet.
Oh, I've seen those.
No?
Yes, I've seen those videos. There was actually one that I was just watching where it was a husky hitting these buttons, and
Oh, those!
one said please, one said treat, and the other was an expletive for a female dog. And this husky kept hitting treat, expletive, just repeatedly. Just kept telling his mom that he wanted that treat. So it was, yes, I know what you're talking about now. Those
I
are
saw
awesome.
one call his owner fat.
I'm gonna watch those.
So yes, those are good videos. I do enjoy those.
Thanks for the clarification. That's perfect.
Okay, Margaret wanted to know, how about Quebec? Have you ever been there?
Yes. It's been a while, but one of the things that we do with our business is we disassemble and transport non-flyable airplanes. Sounds like an oxymoron, but when an airplane is damaged or has a mechanical issue that it cannot fly, we will take some trucks and trailers and special equipment, take apart an airplane, and transport it to a repair facility. And yes, we picked up an airplane up in Quebec and brought it back to Lincoln, Nebraska for repair at a major repair facility. And that's been a few years ago, but we have been up there. Yeah, probably 3 or 4 times.
My experience with Quebec is limited to me watching Letterkenny and them talking about Quebec all the time, and that is how they say it in the video, is Quebec. I'm sure if you are from Quebec, you've seen Letterkenny and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Whether you like it or not.
And it probably upsets them like the Beatrice and the Beatrice. For
Probably,
us.
probably.
And we were in Kappa-Casing, but I don't remember what province that was in.
I don't either.
Kappa Casing, guys, do you know where that is?
Ontario?
Let's see. Well, people are commenting on that. We have plenty of guys from Canada. So,
Okay.
Inez, I just want to mention that we did go through Christmas memories as a child. So once we post this video, that'll be at the beginning of the video. Let's see. Nobody's answered yet? Okay.
Teresa, Terri, and Jamie, are we going to be doing another Sal anytime in the future?
Teresa, I'm not caught up on the one we're doing right now. Matter of fact, I've even run out of floss, so.
And I actually thought we had a new bedspread the other day, but no, it was just the different projects that have already been started that were laid out on the bed. I thought it was a quilt, but apparently it's just different projects.
What do you guys want to see for Sal? Let us know. We've had somebody say the Kisses series from Primrose Cottage. Somebody asked if we were doing a temperature tree Sal, which to me is just a Sal all the time anyway.
Which I am.
The Daisy Stitcher has let us know that Kappa-Casing is in Ontario.
Okay, perfect.
It is also the home of the GM Cold Weather Testing Facility, which is at the airport in Kappa-Casing, and where we disassembled an airplane when it was negative 31 outside. That was a cold trip.
But you just do what you got to do. You guys deal with it. We can deal with it too.
So Carmen, okay guys, I'd like to know that the girls are famous. Okay, let me reread this. Okay guys, I'd like to know now that the girls are famous on Flosstube. Has it gone to their heads?
Well, Jamie has always told me what a big deal she is since we started dating. She just has a very high opinion of herself. So
I have to combat his ego.
It's true. Yeah. I mean, it's
Jim is pretty reserved. He holds himself back quite a bit.
modest.
And very modest.
Yeah. Humble. You okay, Terry? You okay over there, Terry?
I like to say he's pretty quiet and shy. But yeah, we know the truth.
Yeah.
The girls, it's very interesting. They are very modest and very straightforward. So it's very interesting that they will get in front of the camera, because when we've had other opportunities to do that in parts of our lives, they're not always as eager to be in front of the camera when something's going on. And I think it's really cool because they are center stage with this. They're the ones that thought about it, that made it happen, that get things ready to go, and they're just amazing with what they do.
Well, and they also, so recently, one of you guys spotted them at our local Menards. And it was kind of funny because Jamie and I went for one thing. Greg and Terry went for another thing.
And we live in two different parts of town.
We were at the same store. We didn't know the other person was there. And one of you spotted both of them there at the same time.
And we didn't
They
even
didn't
spot
touch
each other.
either one of us.
They didn't talk to either one of them, which please, if you run into them, if you're in the area, you run into them and see them, feel free to approach them. They'll get a kick out of it. They really don't look at themselves as being famous, if you will. So
They're just as normal as everybody out there in Flosstube land.
what is it you always say? They're just as normal as the people they surround themselves with.
Exactly.
And there's 4,300 of you, so
Yeah.
just look in the mirror. That's how they are.
That's how normal we are, guys.
Shingle Spring Stitcher, will either couple be taking any vacations in 2023? Gregory?
We need to. We've been working really hard, and we need to take a few days off. So, yes, we want to take a few days off and get out.
Where's
of
the
town.
vacation? What is the plan for a vacation?
Oh, we could go to.
I know what we could do. What
We
are
could
we
go to
gonna do?
Valentine, Nebraska. We could go to Wilbur, Nebraska.
I'm pretty sure they're going to go to Kearney in January for a seminar.
I'm not. I'm going to a cool retreat. in January.
So Jamie and I have been planning a second honeymoon trip for, well, we were supposed to do it on our 10th anniversary. COVID ruined that. We were supposed to do it last year. Travel restrictions from COVID still ruined that. And now what we are considering doing is actually taking the money that we saved up for a second honeymoon to St. Lucia, and because of the travel restrictions, we're actually thinking about getting a travel trailer, which with our 3 dogs would be easier for us to take a vacation. We could take the dogs with us and just go visit different places, go out to Colorado and be in the mountains for a little bit or go down south and whatever.
That's a neat idea because you guys are close to your dogs.
Yeah.
And their dogs.
Yeah, we like them.
They're just like family. They're like they're kids, but they're super neat. We love being around them. So if you have a way to go and spend time together and take them with you, you'll do more. And we can get anywhere. We can get to, where we're located in the Midwest. We can get anywhere in not very long, and see the mountains, the rivers, the Black Hills of South Dakota, the mountains and the trees down in Tennessee. So we could see a lot of neat things without having to spend a lot of time.
So, go ahead.
To answer your question, no, there are no vacations planned for 2023 for us.
No specific ones.
We haven't had a vacation in 26 years.
Why start now?
Right.
So I have a couple questions that are unrelated to the chat, but I wanted to pop in with them. Have you ever made a prank call?
Yes. Yes.
Would you like to tell us about them? Like, Dad, I know you got some pretty good ones. Like, the one with Carla comes to mind.
Oh yeah. So
A short story.
short story.
Short
Okay.
story.
So it was Thanksgiving time, 15 years or so more ago. We were all at my mom's house. All of the adult kids and their kids were there. And my sister-in-law, Carla, was not there at the time.
Who's just as ornery as Dad is.
Yeah, okay, yes. She and her oldest son were coming home from Colorado when they were driving on the interstate. to come back to Nebraska. I did not know exactly where they were, but I picked up the phone and I called her, and I just kind of implied that I was a Colorado State trooper and that silver car driving down the interstate needed to slow down, and she did, and then she realized it was me, and she let me have it.
By implied, he means committed a felony and impersonated a police officer.
I wasn't wearing the hat. I just said this is Trooper Stanzowicz or something like that. And
So if you know Trooper Stanzowicz, this guy impersonated him.
And she was speeding and
She was
definitely had to
speeding.
slow down.
so she was funny but angry at me for
How did you know?
because she was speeding, and she was caught off guard by the phone call, and that was just some fun that we had.
Okay.
Marilyn wants to know, do you have a favorite holiday cross stitch that your wives did?
I mean, Christmas Rules comes to mind. That's
Yeah.
Is that the only one you can think of?
that's the one I hear talked about a lot. So that's
Yeah.
got to be my favorite.
Well, you've told me before you're a December baby, and
Yes.
you do like Christmas cross stitches.
Yep.
Yes.
Um,
I'm a Capricorn. I'm the 23rd of December. So
I'm American. Just saying. Terry has a lot of little samplers that are pretty neat too. I don't know what the names are, but they have some neat little samplers.
They're winging it, guys, because they don't have a clue about what we stitch.
We see everything they stitch. I just can't remember all the names.
well, I did see a question there of whether we knew how many whips our wives have, and the answer to that is I don't have a clue, but I know the pile is about here. So a lot.
Well, that's very generous. Thank you.
Yeah, they have a lot of works in progress. As far as completions, that's another story. But
They're not quitters. They just start more.
they're serial starters.
So, Shingle Spring Stitcher wants to know if there's ever going to be a brick and mortar store.
You know,
Never say never.
Exactly.
Terry and Jamie look at every vacant building anywhere we're at going, that would make a neat quilt store. So you never know.
The one thing I have noticed, it seems like, is that with the availability of online shops, I tend to see more quilt and stitch shops, brick and mortar locations closing than I see opening. And if there tends to be the call for it, for an actual brick and mortar store, then I 100% support them doing that. But from what I've seen, it seems like the brick and mortar stores seem to be falling off.
And it'd be difficult to see all of you guys come here if we had a brick and mortar store, whereas they can still interact with you out there.
I mean, they can still do that. They can do both.
Could they?
Yeah.
You don't have to do one or the other?
Seriously, no.
When did that happen?
It's a new thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carmen wants to know, has there been a day when the ladies are so stressed out or just having a bad day that you make them sit down and stitch to calm them down?
That would have been a good idea yesterday.
So
That would have been a good idea yesterday when the live did not go as well as planned. We separated, and I wished Greg good luck with his evening because I knew he was in for the same thing I was. But thank you for the tip.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do that moving forward. That's
because
a good idea.
suggesting that they sit down and stitch would probably not be difficult to do.
No.
We would not have to twist their arm.
We would take you up on that.
Yeah.
Okay, unrelated question. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Good question.
I mean, could I just have them as pets? Because I think
Little duck-sized horses.
a horse-sized duck? I'm riding that thing around the neighborhood. Are you kidding me? I'd be the only person with a horse-sized duck. I'm doing that. Doing that. Although I have a thing for miniatures. I do love miniatures. I've told Jamie that.
Is that why you like
That's
me
why
so much?
Jamie's- Yeah.
I mean, I'm 6'4" and I have a wife that's 5 foot. So I like miniatures. When we moved onto the acreage, I told Jamie I wanted to get some Highland cows, a miniature donkey, and I suppose we could have a miniature horse, but from what I've heard, they're not very nice.
They have a little
I
The
think
Highland cows, 100%. I want a Highland bull.
Little things usually have an attitude, like little
Yes, they do.
dogs.
Yes,
little,
they do.
little wives.
Little wives, for sure. Yeah, there's an attitude that Greg, you know all about little wives too. Yours isn't much taller than your daughter is.
No, but she's
Angry, temperamental all the time.
oh, by the way, never tie their floss in a knot.
Oh.
You did that, huh?
Those are fighting words right
Did that,
there.
huh? Okay, what else we got?
Who is your favorite Disney princess and why?
My favorite Disney princess. I'm gonna go with.
You're thinking pretty hard.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking Rapunzel probably,
Okay.
but not like the old school Rapunzel, or well, I guess I'm thinking Sleeping Beauty when I say the old school Rapunzel. I'm thinking Tangled, like
Okay,
the
yeah.
Tangled Rapunzel princess. I'm thinking that's where I'm at. That would be my favorite. Just because that adaptation of that character, she was feisty and fiery, and and short, and that reminds me of somebody.
Dad doesn't really watch Disney.
No, I'm past the Disney age, although there's been a lot
So
of them
is
out there.
Jim.
Past the
There's
Disney.
no past
You
the
know,
Disney.
Disney's been around 100 years,
That's true.
almost
So
as
is
long as
Greg.
you.
It's true. That's true. Just call me Walt.
Oh,
Okay,
Walt disappointment.
without thinking, you two can answer at the same time. Mountains or ocean?
Ocean. Ocean, 100%. I am a water guy, 100%. Jamie always wants to go to the mountains for vacation, and we live in Nebraska. Why do I want to be cold on vacation?
We have Salt Creek.
Send me to a beach with a rum drink in my hand, and I'm a happy guy.
We could do both.
Carmen wants to know: has there been a time when you get when you guys get upset when your girls are stitching or sewing and you want them to start dinner?
No. No.
Jim's censoring.
No, I'm trying to figure out how
It's
to say
not the
this.
start dinner part.
I don't start dinner. Greg cooks our dinner.
I was going to say, my wife's not exactly a cook. That's not a trait that she picked up from her mom because, well, her mom doesn't exactly cook either. Thanksgiving dinner, that's about the meal Terry cooks.
And it's delicious.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
amazing, but it's like she's got one thing in that toolbox, so she uses it sparingly.
Our lives are pretty busy, so we can usually fix something very quick and easy for supper. We don't have to go whole hog on something. We can do something pretty quick and easy, and no.
I think the point is more
Says the kettle. Are you kidding me? We try and do a simple meal, and he's like, "Oh, what about this? What about sides? What can we add here? Should we do dessert too?"
Potatoes and vegetables.
Cheryl says
I forgot the
FYI.
meat.
Well, that's a given.
Cheryl says FYI, it's low 50s in Southern California right now, so the beach could be cold too.
Rainy
Yeah.
and windy.
Yes, California, the beach in California could be. But I would be closer to the equator from going to the beach now. I'm thinking Panama, St. Lucia, Antigua.
How about out east? Paula wants to know if you've ever been out east.
Absolutely. We've been to New York City a couple different times. Virginia, the eastern side of Florida.
I think we've hit every state except maybe Oregon.
No,
Every
we've been in
continental
Oregon.
state.
I don't know that I have I?
I don't think you were in Oregon.
Okay.
Rhode
Continental
Island
US.
may be one we haven't been to.
If
Bangor,
you
Maine.
did, you were passing through it.
Yeah.
There are,
Burlington, Vermont. We've been there.
there are two states I haven't been to, and they might surprise you. I haven't been to Hawaii or Florida.
Well, next vacation, Hawaii.
I've been to Alaska,
It's a beach.
but yeah, I have never been to Florida or Hawaii.
And you've been to that one state quite often.
The
State of-
penitentiary?
No, state of confusion.
Oh, I thought you were going to say delusion.
No,
I've
no.
been to both of those.
Have you?
Those,
Okay.
those are regular stops.
Yeah.
Diane wants to know, out of the four of us, who gets the most excited for Christmas?
Ooh.
It
Probably
depends
all
on
of
which
us.
part of Christmas.
Yeah.
Because that goes
Yeah.
into her other question is if you guys help with the holiday prep and baking and,
And don't take
decoration.
this year into account. Because
Yeah.
one of us is a Scrooge this year.
Yeah.
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 Dang it, Terry.
Yeah, dang it, Terry, for sure. She put on her green face paint and her black Santa hat for this year. So something about having a remodel going on up through most of the holiday season. She's just not in the mood. So you're a mean one, Mrs. Grinch.
Who else gets excited?
I would say that Jamie probably gets just about the most excited for it. She has 87 different things on her holiday baking list that she wants to do but can't find the time to do, and when that happens she gets depressed about not being able to do enough.
So she sits down and stitches.
Yes.
Stitching seems to be a therapy. I don't know if you guys have noticed that or not, but it's therapeutic.
Dad, did you have anything to add? It seems like Jim cut you off there.
Well, the closer we get to Christmas, the more excited everybody gets.
Oh, yeah.
It just seems to happen that way. We've had some very mild Christmases as far as weather goes lately. Maybe we'll get a little bit of snow and make it look like a white Christmas. But otherwise, it's been in the 40s and pretty mild. So we'll wait and see.
Okay.
Marilyn wants to know, do you guys help with keeping the house clean?
No.
Does our house get cleaned?
Yeah.
I mean, I help with it, but I help with the amount of cleaning at our house that she does, which isn't a lot.
I try to help by cleaning by not making a mess. That's where I try to help out the most, because I think that everybody can play a part in what they do and not make the other person clean up after them.
With our house being a construction site, it's hard to get the motivation to want to clean the floor when there's construction materials on it too.
Yeah, I mean, like when there's sawdust in the toothbrushes and things like that. It's kinda...
It's just fiber.
Oh, it's fiber.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, you should come over, brush your teeth. You could use a little extra fiber.
Sure.
Stephanie, I feel you. She says my husband is 6'4" and she's 5'2". He thinks he's funny to make fun of my height, which in fact he really is funny. Do you also tease Jamie about her height? And what do you say?
All the time. All the time. So Jamie actually we took our first real date. I'm a Packers fan, and we took our first real date to the Packers-Vikings game. And when I did that, I had given her a nickname that I put on a personalized jersey for her for the game. And I put her height, which is actually 5'1".
On a good day.
So I put that as the number, so 51, and I called her Stilts was her nickname, because she needed stilts to get up to a level where she could kiss me without me bending over. So yeah, I give her a hard time all the time.
He may also place things on cupboards and shelves that are slightly higher than she can reach, and he may do that on purpose once in a while.
I also call her Scrimp more often than anything.
I do climb on countertops, so.
Yeah.
Where's the furthest you've traveled? And have you taken any cruises?
Oh, so for us, Terry and I have been to the Philippines, Germany twice, and that'd probably be the furthest that we've been. And that was for work. In the military, I've been to several countries: Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Ireland. But yeah, I'd say together, Terry and I, the Philippines was probably the furthest that we've been.
For Jamie and I, it would be St. Lucia. That'd be probably the furthest that we've been.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. I don't know what the actual mileage difference is from Lincoln, Nebraska to St. Lucia, or from Lincoln, Nebraska to Alaska. So that would be, you guys could fact check me on that as to what the distance is. But
I think it's 4,700 miles or so from Seward to Alaska.
okay.
So I just want to point out, Cynthia
And
said,
no cruises.
Yeah, no
Cynthia
cruises.
said that there have been at least 3 opening L&S's in the last couple of months. I think the ones that closes, I can't read today, that closes have been due to retirement, not lack of customers.
Good to know.
Okay.
there
Keep that
you
in
go.
mind.
Perfect.
On that note, we're going to kick the guys out and start bringing this to an end.
Sounds perfect. Thank you, everybody, for letting us sit here and talk to you today.
Yeah, if they let us go until we decided it was time to stop, you guys had talked to us for the next couple hours.
This is just coming in from the newsroom. Apparently, apparently there are thousands, if not hundreds, or maybe dozens of flosses that are out there that are homeless right now and that are stuck in stores and need a home for Christmas.
Please make sure you're to spay and neuter your projects.
Yes. Thank you very much.
So we are going to switch out, so we're not quite ending the live just yet.
You can have questions. They come up.
So while we wrap up, if you guys have any more questions that you want to ask us, feel free to do that. Wow, that phone is really far away.
I know, and this seat is really warm.
I'm betting Jamie's is pretty warm too.
It is. I'm tall too.
Thank
Okay.
you
How does it feel?
It's kind
to
of nice.
to Stephanie and Sarah and Shingle Spring Stitcher and Teresa Lloyd, Carmen Taylor, Cheryl Puckey, Diane Hahn, Margaret Carrier, Quilty Chick Marilyn, Billy Brochu, Cross Stitch Joe, Deborah
First names are
Henderson,
okay, that's-
Inez Harrell.
There's 98 people. You can't read them all.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
we
you,
we do
everybody.
enjoy this.
We are going to wrap up by just going through the sale one more time. That way you guys have all that information. Go to our Etsy store for this not this information, but you can get this stuff on our Etsy site. That link is also in the chat box, as well as it'll be in the description box of this video once it gets uploaded. We've officially hit 100 people watching
All
this,
right.
so that's exciting.
It's kind of fluctuated. It was over 100 a couple times throughout the video.
Okay.
I do want to mention that we do have the new Blackbird design book in When Leaves Fall is that what it's
Mhm.
called. So we do have several copies of that. So check that out.
Yes.
We know that you guys can get cheaper prices other places, and we do appreciate your loyalty in shopping with us.
You guys are what's made us so good. We appreciate that. Did we have a question come
you
in?
do have a question for you, Jamie. Carmen Taylor would like to know if you will ever give them your cheesecake recipe.
Well, she wouldn't give it to me. I asked for it.
And there's dozens of recipes.
Yeah, that's one that I was just telling. I don't remember if it was Jim or Mom. I was just telling them that I'm not too restrictive on my recipes. I'll give them out, but the cheesecake one, I don't know. I just don't know.
Thank you for all the love on my doors. I'm so happy with the dark wood.
I'm glad you guys like the packaging that came to us, and we're just like, you know what, we love lavender. Let's do
Yep.
this. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for the appreciation.
Well, and you guys put a lot of personal care into what you're doing. You're not just shoving things into packages. You care
Packaged
about
with
what
love.
you're doing.
Yep.
And you just do things the way you would like other people to do it.
Yep. Come on, Jamie.
So Laura just showed up. She says, "Oh no, I'm late. Sorry. We're gonna go ahead and we will post this, so you're welcome to view everything. But if you have any questions for us, still we can answer those real quick."
And one question from Greta Russell. Have you thought about coming to the Stitch New England retreat in Massachusetts in October of 2023? Think of the color of the leaves
That
and
would
everything
be
up
really
there.
That would be fun.
I've always
yeah.
wanted to go to New England.
Yeah.
So if Miss Russell could send us some information on when that is.
Oh, there
like,
you go.
Like a plane ticket.
Our Octobers are usually pretty busy, but it's something that we've been considering, absolutely. I do want to go through real quick the sale, just so we've wrapped that up. And we do know that some people have joined us, so in case you hadn't heard about the sale, we have $35, free shipping, continental US is available in our store, $35 or more on your before tax sale. And with the coupon code here in this video, we'll go ahead and give it here again. You will get 10% off your order if you've purchased $50 or more. So you'll get free shipping and that 10% off if it's greater than $50. That coupon code, thanks to Jim, is Dang It Terry. DANGITTERRI.
All one word.
All one word.
And
And it is in the chat too, so you can copy it from there.
Laura has asked, "Are you going to carry 18 count Ada?"
That's a great question, and we'll look into that.
Yeah, I think so, because I like 18 count Ada.
Yes.
That's my choice of Ada.
Let us know if there's anything else you guys are interested in us carrying. We'll look into it all.
And yes, Teresa, that is a cool idea.
Do we get to know what the idea is?
No.
I mean, they can review the chat log.
They can review that, but I tell you what, maybe on the 25th or 6th.
Okay.
All right, well, let's wrap this up, and thank you guys for joining us, and hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Happy holidays, everybody.
And we will see you probably for our regularly scheduled Flosstube next Saturday.
Yep, we'll plan on doing that next Saturday. It'll be a regularly scheduled Flosstube.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Who's gonna reach over there and actually turn it off?
How do I do that?
Just hit the X button. Bye. One more time.